14th episode of the Go Through Techie Show. I'm your host, Isaac Swanson. Got a great show lined up for you, but first, if you have any tech questions, hit me up at thegototechie@gmail.com, and I'll be happy to answer your tech questions. Alright, first off, we're gonna, as I promised last time, we're gonna start talking about some speakers I got. I said they're pretty unconventional. These ones that I got, they're the Sony SRS M30s. They're compact, they're 500 milliwatt total output, 39 millimeter neodymium magnets. You got pretty good sound. They have an on and off switch, volume control, magnetically shielded, and they use 3 AAA batteries. They also have a power input. So if you if you don't want to run on batteries, you can just use the power input. I picked these up. Let's see, when was, I think it was about like 4 or 5 months ago. I picked them up at Target, but you can get them. I got them for like $8 or something, but you can get them for like Amazon for like $30. I'll put a link in the show notes, so you guys can check those out. I'll just play some sound out of them right now, so you guys can hear what they sound like. Pretty sweet. And right now it's at full volume on the speakers. The iPod isn't quite at full volume, but we can turn it up all the way now. So yeah, you can put out the sound. So yeah, these are a good little pair of speakers. If you find a deal on them, go check it out. They're great. I love them. Alright, the next thing we're going to talk about now is the Motorola Droid. Now, this was the big hype. It's been hyped up now until the release, which was on the 4th, I think it was. It got released, but so you probably saw some ads, talking about how it does all the things the iPhone doesn't. Stuff like that. And then it sparked a lot of. There was also some controversial ads regarding AT&T's wireless coverage, and it sparked a spat between them and Verizon. And now Apple's got into it with some of their own ads. So it spiked quite a hullabaloo in the cell phone industry world. But I just wanted to talk about it. I don't have one, but people, were saying that it could be an iPhone killer, and I was listening to a podcast, and I was thinking about iPhone killer, and I don't think there will ever really be an iPhone killer, just because the iPhone, it's something unto itself. It's something that it does what it does so well that I don't think any other phone can compare to it. Now, there's other phones, like the Motorola Droid, for instance, that will do different things that the iPhone doesn't. Now, so that's why I say I don't think there's going to be such a thing as an iPhone killer. I'm just thinking that there's phones out there that will do things different or other things than the iPhone, but there's never going to be really an iPhone killer. That's just what I've, kind of hypothesized from, seeing what's happened in the past. But now let me just talk really quick about what, some of the things the Motorola Droid has. Of course, it runs on Verizon. It's not a multi-touch phone in the United States. However, if you're in Europe, you can have multi-touch. And I've been wondering, why the heck would you not turn on the multi-touch in the United States? I mean, if someone from Verizon can give me, or from Motorola or Verizon can, clear that up for me, that'd be great. But I just do not get it. Why would you turn off a feature for a phone? I mean, that doesn't make sense. Anyway, it is multi-touch, but they don't have that enabled in the US. It has a full QWERTY keyboard, so if you like that tactile feel of the keys, it also runs Android 2.0, Google's operating system. Has a gorgeous 3.7-inch display. It has very high pixel density. Stuff looks amazing on it. It has a camera with image stabilization, has color effects, scene modes, location tagging, and the camera is 5 megapixels, which is 2 more than the current iPhone 3GS. It has a 4 digital zoom and a dual LED flash, which is one of the things that the iPhone doesn't have. Automatic focus. It has some photo editing tools. Another thing I was pretty impressed with is it has DVD quality video capture, 720 by 480. It captures 7 or 24 FPS, and you can play it back at 30 FPS. Has a 16 gigabyte memory built in. However, it has a micro SD card slot and it supports up to 32 gigabytes of expandable memory. The other huge thing with this phone is the software. As I mentioned before, it's Android based, so therefore Google has a big stake in the phone. So with Google being such a big player in the phone, it's got all the Google software like Gmail, Google Calendar, Google Contact, Sync, Google Latitude. Yes, it does Street View, which is pretty sweet. Google Maps and Google Maps Navigation, which is in beta still. But this is one of the really cool things with this phone is it has built-in like Google turn-by-turn directions, navigation, and it's free. It's built into the phone. I've heard it's amazing versus the iPhone where you have to pay like $100 for some navigation apps, which I've heard they suck pretty bad. But yeah, it's free. It comes with the phone. You don't have to pay for it. It's really good. It's powered by Google, and it says Google Quick Search, Google Search by Voice, Google Talk, which was another thing that the iPhone they didn't approve that in the App Store, so that has that built in. It has also YouTube. So this phone basically it's a solid phone. Other thing I liked about it was the design. It was a really thin device. It had a good metallic, sturdy build look. It also, has a lot of the essential features, that smartphones have. All in all, it looks like a really good solid phone if you're looking for, if you don't want to go with the iPhone for whatever reason, you don't like AT&T's coverage or something like that. This sounds like one of the better options as far as cell phones go. Plus, the other thing that really got me was the Google Voice and the Google Navigation. So those were two things that I would, that would be, play a pretty heavy role if I decided to get the phone. The other thing too is that, of course, with the iPhone, you have that huge app store with, hundreds, tens of thousands of apps, and I guess, you're not going to have that many apps with Android, but Android is one of the, it's one of the bigger mobile operating systems out there. So you're not going to have as many apps, if you were on the Google App Store, but it does have a decent amount of apps, and a lot of developers are now starting to develop for Android, and their store is growing greatly. So yeah, I think as far as apps go, you should be fine. The phone is $199, and then the lesser, the dumbed down version of it, I forget what it's called, but that's $99. So yeah, go check it out. It's made by Motorola, and it's on the Verizon Wireless Network. Alright, that's it for this show. Next week I'm going to be talking about some e-reader stuff, so stay tuned for that. If you have any tech questions, email me at thegototechie@gmail.com, or leave a text or comment, or text or video response if you're watching on YouTube, and please be sure to rate and subscribe to my videos. Check out my website, www.thegototechie.com, to check out all my promotional offers and watch previous episodes of this show. Alright, that wraps up episode 14 of the Go To Techie Show. I'm your host, Isaac Swenson. Keep it sweet.
1, 2, 3, Peter Pan, Mary,